In today's golf lesson video, I'm going to get my own golf swing fixed. I've been playing a few rounds recently, and although I haven't scored too bad, I want to address some of the wayward shots that I've been hitting. This lesson video is concentrating on how to fix my iron swing. And if you enjoy it, let me know in the comments if you want to see how to fix my driver swing too. My golf lesson today is with teaching professional Alex Clapp, who has built up a great social following and is a bit of a boss on the online teaching app Skillist. This golf lesson goes through all the stages you should see in your own golf lessons. So take note and watch how it all unfolds. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're a returning viewer, hello again. Quick reminder for you all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up as it helps the channel out, and turn your bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos. All right, mate, just Alex, help me.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I've sent you some swings and things already, so I guess you've had a look.
Yeah, I've had a look, had a good look.
Yeah.
I want to see some stuff here though. I'm going to do a bit of data collection, just see what's going on, and mate, I've got a pretty good idea what we're going to do. Let's see some stuff. So you like to play
7 iron, okay?
Yep, 7 iron's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, everything that I do when I'm out on the course, like I see it as that way.
Yeah.
And
we wouldn't want to ever change that.
Pardon?
We wouldn't want to ever change that.
I honestly don't care, but because when I was an amateur, like young, everything was head height cut.
Yeah, okay.
Hardly missed a fairway. Wasn't like impressive, but it just went that way. And then launch monitors came about, and I was 6 down with driver.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, that's not optimal.
No.
Let's start hitting up on it.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's where, like I said to you, I always struggle with driver and hitting up. Like I always have to think about it.
Yeah, hitting down's okay with driver if you've got enough speed.
Yeah, like you see on the tour, like average is 1 down.
Enough speed. Kind of 1 down or level is a lot more regular than 3, 4 up.
And that's what I said with you on the text. I always feel like there's a cut tendency in my swings, and
I don't mind. I'm a big believer in draw when the ball's on the floor.
Yeah.
And cut when the ball's on the tee.
Yeah.
People can work against that if their tendencies and bias work to that way. But one of my bias is obviously when the ball's on the ground, we're hitting down on it more, path moves right.
Right, yeah.
More we hit up on it, path moves left. So it's easier to fade it off a tee, it's easier to draw it when it's on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's where we might lean, but we will have a look at that kind of as we go.
Cool.
Just clip a few, mate, and we'll, what's your target?
I'm going like down the signs. Like I was going to go in between like 200 and the 150, I think is like my green kind of idea. And
you're still thinking, what's your intention? Kind of couple yard draw, I expect?
Yeah, I mean, wind's off the left, I think, today, a little bit, downwind off the left. So,
yeah. So it's important what you've just said there, and you've noticed it. As good players, when you see that wind off the left and you don't see a draw or your intention that you want to, you'll then start pathing it further right and closing the face more to try and make sure you see the draw. But then obviously when you go onto your range and you've not got a wind off the left, you're going to be away from the inside. So just being aware that you might see this pretty neutral, you might drop right at the end. Yeah. But yeah, we're still looking for that draw pattern that you like to see anyway. But okay, common miss, push, pull.
Right.
Yeah, the push.
And then driver left, toe
so I mean,
dip.
if we're hitting draws, then having a push as your miss is fine. Because obviously then we can live within a window of target line and your push. Yeah. So if we live in that area, then you're fine. It's when you get, if you were trying to hit draws and you had that one, then your dispersion pattern or your bandwidth kind of narrows. Yeah. So if your miss is a push at the moment, that's okay. It's just how we make sure that we tighten it up a little bit.
As soon as I get like driver in my hand, I'm cautious that it can go in that.
So the driver is where it can go.
Yeah, and it's like
way.
because it will be strike based over here, and then like a good strike will be right to drawing back sometimes.
Yep, not a problem. Yeah, good. Just change up target for me a sec, mate. Just hit a couple instead of down the lines there, just go, you see the fatter tree on the right, just over there?
Yeah.
The tallest one.
Tallest one.
Just go at that, mate. Let's just make sure alignment and things are okay when you kind of change it up a bit.
I would say that I'm more right biased as well, but
definitely. I agree with that. That's nice. To be honest with you, there's a ton of really, really good going on.
Yeah.
I just think you're focusing far too much on don't like this, I'm fearful of driver, and there's an anxiety there, but there's going to be because of, let's call it past trauma that you've had.
Yeah.
But the sportsbook numbers and something that I see very, very commonly. Do you want to come and have a look just a second? Setup, yes, your setup is right with the feet, okay. Ball position and kind of address position there I like for you. I just think you're aiming way too far right.
Okay.
Ball back's good for a draw, handle forward's good for a draw. That's very much what you see, and the handle could go a tiny bit further forward.
Yeah.
I don't think you do that because of how far right you're aiming, so you feel like you don't need to.
Yeah.
But to encourage the right start line, rather than aiming way right, just shove the handle forward. So when you shove the handle forward, face opens, doing the things that you want to do to produce your push draw. The one thing that I see, and Sportsbox did confirm it more so what I was looking at, is your upper and lower body, use your sternum and your pelvis, right? They move laterally towards the target and stay very, very stacked on top of each other to the top. So you'll see they're there at the top and they've almost moved that way, but stay dead on top of each other to top of backswing. Not great for a draw. Good for a fade.
Okay.
Right? If we try and keep these two positions more stacked because we turn on top, we can shift and we can stay on top there. But because your chest and your pelvis has basically done that in the backswing, right? From there then for you, your pelvis hasn't really got anywhere to go, so you feel like I need to path this right. And so then the chest and the upper body goes this way. Yeah. So as you see then through the ball, and that chest and that upper body backs up, and the reason why it backs up is because you're thinking, I need to get this moving right. I need to hit my draw. But because everything's already so far ahead of it, it's really got to sacrifice turn and move this way.
Fine.
Hence why you probably struggle with driver. If this is too much on top here, you're then going to struggle and you're going to try and kick the upper body back so much. That's going to be very into out big block, or shut the face down a little bit, turn it over and hit that pull. But it's because this stays on top, it's ahead of the ball, it stays on top, it stays on top. Oh, I'm going there. Save everything, right? And everything that you do from down the line, I actually really like. The club gets a little bit across, not a problem. Reason why it gets a little bit across is partly because of this as well, and this stays too much this way. You're not gonna, unless you've got really, really deep arm playing, and kind of playing it back that way, it's always going to kind of creep a little bit across. It's fine, it's not a problem. Helps kind of it move a little bit shallower on the way down. But then you can see then as you get into the ball, that's when your tilts start to sacrifice. And you're like, oh, and you've now got a face that's very fade bias. And the reason why I like that for a fade face is because now the face here is closed, right? And if the face is closed at 6, obviously, all things being equal, if you didn't back up, that's putting the face left of target. It's good for a fade. But the reason why you're doing that is solely because this is staying too much this way. So then you get into here and then you're going, well, face is closed, right? I'm ahead of it. I need to do something to get the face open to start it right. And then I need to get this way with my pivot to try and draw it. So then you go there. And that's when you have a little bit active hands, and you'll get overly active with lower body, back leg stays very planted. Very indicative of what we were just talking about there. You're like, save it. Instead of being able to push off and move into your front side. So it's going to be easy to change. It's going to be easy to change.
You heard it,
simply put, because you're going to focus far less on the things that aren't relevant.
Cool.
And we're going to focus on the things that are going to help you produce the ball flight that you're going to produce whilst tightening the numbers. So instead of seeing chest and pelvis go towards the target, you're going to see the chest kind of move off it and create a little bit more of a draw pivot, where the chest stays a little bit behind. Then you can bump, but then because the chest is already back, then you can really unwind and move the upper body to catch up. It's all pivot based with you. So I think if we can tidy that up, which I know we will, you're going to see, I'm going to give you some feels and some drills and things to work to.
Nice.
So if you set up for me, mate, we're going to just do a few things here.
So do you think that that is because of what I've been trying to do with my hip?
Potentially,
Like, going
but
more this
usually
way.
when you see the hip go more that way, like yours did then,
Yeah.
generally
This will go this way.
that goes that way, but yours doesn't.
No.
Your upper follows it and you go there,
Yeah.
right? And it's all going towards the target,
Mm.
which again is not very good for a draw,
Mm-hmm.
because then to draw it from here, you're going to have to add a lot of right bend
Yeah.
to try and get path to move from the inside, and that's basically what you do, and you get your chest back. So I like the rotation things that you were working on. That's not a problem to me.
Yeah.
The main problem is how, if you can use your zip as reference, right?
Yeah.
Try and get that moving about an inch off the target, away from the target. There you go. Good. Feel the difference there in what you're trying to do? Good. So then when you get to that position again, right, if you just shift just the lower body into my hand, good.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, just turn down. Don't hit the board, but just turn down. Now look where face is and look where path is.
Yeah.
You're not having to sacrifice this to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not adding extra tilts to try and get it there.
Yeah.
You're there. Things are coming from the inside. Makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Aim, we're going to get that aim neutral as well. A little bit more down target line.
Cool.
So if we use just one of these just to help you with that. And we're going to get handle forward then just to help you understand.
At setup.
At setup. Yeah. Just to get, making sure the ball starts right at target.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good there. So just
that.
go set up again. And that feels left, right?
Yeah.
The changes at setup will be far more invasive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they'll give you the biggest bang for the buck.
Like tiny things in golf, you say it all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
They feel massive.
Yeah.
So
I told you to move an inch off the ball.
Yeah.
And you basically stayed centered.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, yeah.
So set up to it again.
Okay.
Okay. Down that stick line. Good. Handle forward now.
Okay, so more this
Ball
way.
can go a tiny bit back as well. Handle more forward.
Yeah.
So you want the handle as a thing pointing up left arm.
This way, yeah.
Good. Good.
More
so
here.
go to the top and feel that 1 inch of chest sway off the ball and freeze for me. And then just swing down and chip it from there. Good. Much better already.
Okay.
So if you were to have a look just briefly at how much 1 inch feels to you.
Yeah.
But you see the difference now in chest sway.
Mm-hmm.
Then the chest stays behind the pelvis. You shift into the ball.
Yeah.
Far more functional through it. Look at how the left foot starts pushing
up.
off a little bit earlier. Now, when you've done a good job. If you were to look at solely green numbers at impact on sports box and things like that,
yeah,
in terms of what's good for hitting draws, you actually got there. But let's say the timing of it,
yeah,
was far greater than what it would be if we can just tighten it.
yeah.
Every golf swing requires timing.
Yeah.
Some require more than others. If you don't back this up enough, or you don't just time that little...
That's like, from what I kind of feel, and when I am playing, it's like, it can be from hole to hole timing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have a good drive, good second, then next tee, it's like, what's happened there?
And with increased speed
Yeah.
and decreased loft,
Yeah.
you're making those margins even harder.
Yeah.
So same thing, I don't want you to pause on this one, but I almost want you to just go mega slow to the top, make sure you pivot off it, and then shift and turn down through it, okay? Good, slow up, shift down. Beautiful, good. Good. Yeah, pass way less. Okay, and attack angle's gone way
down a bit.
down.
Yeah.
So because you're here and you're here,
Yeah.
obviously, if you use lead shoulder for reference low point, if that moves that way and down and forward, attack angle is always going to be quite far down. So now you're here, straight away attack angle shallowed out by 1.5 degrees.
Yeah.
Your average before was about 8.
Yeah.
And with that club, it's not ideal.
No.
Good. Lovely. Much better. Little bit ahead of it. Path was better. Path's lowering now, which is good.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
It feels like, setup wise, I feel like I can easily do that.
Fine.
Like, simply aim. It feels like I'm aiming left, basically.
Fine.
But I'm not, obviously.
Yeah.
And
You're aiming more at the target,
I
not
kind
way
of
right.
feel like the way that I was, you know, when you set up and you look up and you get that picture.
Eye line, sight line, yeah.
Like I still feel like I'm in the same window.
Yeah, perfect.
Even though I'm
way left
open with my feet.
Good.
Because of this and shoulders and
perfect.
things.
That's going to be the important thing. Because if you do start seeing one that does curve left too much and crosses the line, that's when the only thing that would have changed predominantly is handle position at setup or ball's got too far forward.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because path will start to move left there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Path left, and obviously you're starting the face closed at address if you point it more, if the handle's back. Good. There you go. You're going to see these when you get these right as well in a second. You're going to see the flight come up quite a lot, which is going to be far better with the shot that you're trying to hit versus it coming out quite low. Yeah. Traging quite low, launching quite low as well. So now do me one with a little bit more speed.
In the backswing and downswing, or just more speed, basically?
Just more speed. Good. So the numbers have gone from 0.9 of an inch towards the target with your chest to an inch off it.
Okay.
So
2
inch difference. Yeah. Right. But the one thing that you do now as you move into the ball, that chest doesn't have to back up.
Yeah.
So as now we're moving down towards the ball, before that chest number really started funneling back. Yeah. But for you, as you turn up and then through it, you're starting to really produce, it's just one behind impact, a much more functional impact alignment. Sway gap's much better for your draw that you're trying to hit. Chest is staying behind the pelvis better, but it's not going ahead and then backing up. It's just progressively moving forward. Yeah. So you don't see it ever. So it's like 1 inch, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, slight back up through it. Yeah. Fine. Good. Way better. So one thing we will do in a minute, now you have got better chest and pelvis movements, is we will just start feeling the club a little bit more in front of you. Okay. Yeah. Like because
down in front more.
Yes. Yeah. Because when it gets a little bit inside and across, the reaction is that it's going to stay underneath. Yeah. So if we can get you just a little bit more out in front there, things will start moving a little bit more neutral, and it's never going to be left.
Because my takeaway, I would say, is more
biased to going in.
Yeah. As well. Yeah. Good. And recently I went and saw Ridgard for short game. Yep. And like it was mental in there. And he was like, what, you literally can't recover that.
I know a lot of people don't like changing takeaways. I'm a big takeaway changer. Yeah. Because
I think it just sets up the swing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, takeaway affects lead arm parallel, affects top of backswing, and it just affects the kind of domino from there. Yeah. If you're going to look at sequencing of events, I'll go impact, then I'll go to probably setup after that. I'll go impact, setup, then what's happening at P6. Yeah. Then I'd go straight to P2. Yeah. So I'd go from impact, setup, club parallel,
that's really interesting, isn't it? Like you go on your training or whatever, it's like all the way back to the start. Like
I'd do it in that order. I'd look at impact, what's produced, then I'd go back to setup. Yeah. That's the thing that we can most influence.
Simple as well, isn't it, generally?
Then I'll go to club alignment in the downswing. Again, that's just for confirmation more, so you look at a launch monitor. Yeah. Then I'll go to takeaway, because I'll go, okay, well, where's the takeaway at? If it's way too far under and inside, then I can see what's going to be influenced from there. Yeah. But if somebody takes it way outside, then you can also see other things that are influenced and how he gets to the top. Yeah, that's better. Just try and feel it a little bit more up and in front of you. And that.
This way?
Perfect. Yeah. Really good. So do that again, almost in a slow motion on the way back, feeling it up and in front, and then just swing down, all right? Good. There's the better start line.
Yeah.
Okay. So instead of starting at 5 to 10 right, then
that's exactly what I was doing in my short game. Like everything was right.
This is to you keeping things way up and out in front of you, right? But look at how much less across it is at the top, which then means as you start down, much better at 6. It's not shut down, toes up, which is good for push draw. Yeah. And you're not having to sacrifice tilts to do it. See now the difference in the movement through it as well. And ideally, when we do this, you're not going to you'll see things affected in the follow through where you'll see a little bit more of a higher exit versus it
rather going left
under.
than this way.
Yeah, but that's you trying to guard against what you see in flight. That's what a good player does.
Always reacting, aren't
Always reacting. So try and just feel that again. Just try and feel it up and in front. That's better. Good. And again. Yeah, good. Don't lock that trail leg when you do that, okay? There you go. Good. So slowly to that, extremely slowly to that position. Then go. Yeah, awesome. There you go.
Oh,
there's your higher flighted draw. Perfect.
That was a proper shot.
Yeah, yeah, much better. Much better. But again, you've got to fix the pivot before you fix that.
Yeah.
But you had to fix the setup before you fix the pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's completely changing my start direction.
Well, your start line before was about 5 to 10 right at the 100.
Yeah.
And those last two have been dead on it.
And that's it, literally with my lesson with James.
Yeah.
Was like left shoulder going down, so I went more this way.
And
because I was more like around.
I would be a really big advocate for you bringing that into your long game.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And the start direction on short game just changed too.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
With that start direction as well, I don't feel like I have to work really hard. Just like
that low and left exit that we were talking about.
Yeah.
You now, because that start direction, now things are moving a little bit more down the line. If you were to see swing direction, at the start you would have seen swing direction. In actual fact, it would have been about 1.5 left of path. But because of the amount down you were hitting on it and things like that and getting forward, you were having to yank this thing down there.
Yeah, setup is like simple.
Setup's way different. Okay, handle forward, good. Exactly that. Try and just feel that same feel you were feeling when you had that short game lesson.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to feel the club work up out in front, the left shoulder work underneath. It's fine as well. Yeah, good. So go slowly to that position. That's what I want you to do. And then down. There you go. Very good, mate. Very, very good. That was like a 2-yard draw.
Yeah,
wind held it there.
Yeah.
Set up there from face on's great, mate. Okay.
Cool.
So just go up to
feel like it's like really away
up in front and that way. Yeah, good. So do it mega slow and freeze at the top. Good. Now go. Perfect. How good's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Very good. Very, very good.
Oh,
think of how exaggerated that feels to you.
I literally feel like my club, if I wasn't to look at it, I feel like my club's out here.
Yeah.
And my hands are like here.
Yeah. Fine. Fine. But think of how there it was before.
Yeah.
This is your feel of it. So your rehearsal and your feel is awesome. As much as it doesn't feel how it looks.
Yeah.
And then when you takeaways through the hands, clubs just the smidge.
Tiny bit, isn't it? Yeah.
Across, but then as it shallows out now and moves through the ball, far higher exit through your body.
Yeah.
And then you're turning through. You're having to do far less manipulation. Through the ball. So if we were to just go to that there's top of the backswing. Then we go back to the first video that we took. Yeah. You're seeing, although to you doesn't feel significant, to you it feels really significant when you have a look at the two side by side. They are quite different in the change in terms of the right legs locking potentially. The clubs work too far across.
Yeah.
Now the club working more outside in the takeaway, and so then your path isn't getting as far from the inside. And again, we can have a look at that takeaway just to kind of represent what that does.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's go there. Okay. Then we go again back to the first one, and you'll see obviously that one thing as well that's influencing where your takeaway was moving.
Yeah, look at that.
Is aiming 40 yards right. So if you're aiming 40 yards right, you're ideally not going to want to take the club out there.
Yeah.
You're going to want to follow it with your hands.
Yeah.
And that's why you were seeing it work a little bit that way as well. But then you have a look at the difference in those two, and I know one's kind of about one frame behind the other, but you can pretty well tell that this one on the right is not going to get anywhere near that one on the left. Yeah. Club face differences, and then that will completely affect how you move to the top. That to the top affects how you then move on the way down.
Absolutely.
Keep it outside. Good. Yeah, awesome. The more exaggerated you're doing it,
yeah,
the tighter that start line becomes.
totally. And that's where I'm going to leave this session. A few things to think about in the swing, obviously. Time for me to go and practice in the studio, out on the course, on the range, wherever that might be. And put it into practice so I can then start taking it to the course. We talked about how my practice might change to set up that practice session so it gets that swing out onto the course. And again, if you want to see videos on how to practice, how you should structure your range sessions, let me know in the comments down below. We did also try a bit of driver, and I will be going back to see Alex again to do more driving. So in the comments down below, do you want to see that video? Real fun lesson. Alex, great guy. Give him a follow on his socials, and if you want a lesson with him from anywhere around the world, he's on Skillist and he's doing a great job on there too. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more. Thanks all for watching, and if you are enjoying the content and the channel, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and turn your bell on so you don't miss any of my new videos. Look forward to seeing you all in the next one.